Ladies and gentlemen, the 2022 Royal Rumble pay-per-view is in the books by WWE. This is going to be my one take, all-in-one, just completely honest, off the top of my head reaction. I'm not going to do multiple takes of this, so if I stuff up, if I say something wrong, I'm going to keep it uncut because that's the theme of the channel. It's JTE Uncut. Now, to cut to the chase, should you watch the Rumble if you didn't watch it? Was this a good show? Was this the best WWE Royal Rumble in years? Was it the worst in years? Personally, I found the show a bit of a disappointment, and I'll explain why in a moment. I don't think... this show was not bad, okay? This show was not bad, but it wasn't that good. It's an awkward middle ground, and I'll explain why. To me, I thought the show had definite positives. I'll start off with some positives because, personally, I'm a very positive YWC creator. So, for starters with the positives, I love the opener. I thought Roman Reigns, Seth friggin' Rollins, I thought the storyline was excellent. Now, when you think about the story with Roman Reigns, how he's lost Paul Heyman to that point in the show, he lost the Usos, Seth Rollins was playing all these mind games, bringing up his past. The story was really good. Seth Rollins came out in the Shield gear through the crowd. That was sick. The match flowed really well. Only went 14 minutes in the end. It wasn't like an overly long match. This easily could have been 25 to 30 minutes. They kept it around 15, so it was all killer, no filler. Personally, I really enjoyed it. I thought to open the Royal Rumble, it was really good. The ending was... well, it's been criticised. They had the ending as Roman Reigns... well, Seth Rollins puts like the fist out for Roman Reigns to do a Shield fist bump. Reigns just kind of guillotines him and then puts him to sleep. And then, well, DQ, because Rollins puts his hand on the rope. It's a DQ, he puts him to sleep. Then they do the Shield spot afterwards. So, for the opener, it was good. I thought the Roman Reigns Universal title match opener was good. And then the show just... the next little bit for this show, the Women's Royal Rumble, I'm not going to review this in depth at all. Essentially, Bayley did not return, Asuka did not return, Ronda Rousey is now back, which is good. I think Ronda Rousey being back is great. The fact that Ronda Rousey is now in the WWE again, it makes the women's division exponentially more just interesting and compelling. I think Ronda Rousey must have a match with Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. I think if WWE do Ronda vs Charlotte Flair, they're blithering idiots. I don't think that's a good idea at all. I think WWE should go down the route of Charlotte versus Lita at WrestleMania, and then Becky versus Ronda. From there, you can do God knows what with the rest of the women. I don't know what you do with Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, all these other great talented women, Naomi, Sonya Deville. I don't know what you do with them, but to me, Charlotte and Lita, and then Becky and Ronda, that seems like the go-to. Hopefully they do that. My main takeaway for the Women's Rumble, what a dead ending. Seriously, what a dead ending. You have the final four, Charlotte, Bianca Belair, Baszler, and Ronda. So you got this final four, really good talent involved. Bianca Belair is going to eliminate Shayna Baszler. She's trying to eliminate her. Charlotte just walks up behind them and just dumps them out. And then we get this big Charlotte and Ronda Rousey stare down. Oh my god, guys, Charlotte and Ronda. Charlotte comes to Ronda. Ronda just kind of just picks her up a little bit and just goes, and just dumps her out. And I was like, what was that? I remember when Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker had a 15-minute match to end the final two. That final four, from start to finish, was literally a minute. A minute 90 seconds. Or what? A minute and 30 seconds to 90 seconds. So that was whack. And then, so Ronda Rousey wins the Rumble. Cool. Hopefully do the match as I said before. The Becky Lynch Doudrop match, I didn't watch it. I'll be honest, I didn't care. Doudrop didn't have a hope in hell of winning. The match went 13 minutes. I use this as a piss break. I'm keeping it real with you guys. I won't lie and be like, oh my god, the Becky Lynch match, I loved it. I didn't watch it. If you want to watch the Becky Lynch match, amazing for you. I'm genuinely happy, but I didn't really care. Then we had Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. This is the big match that people have been hyping up for years. Lashley, Brock. It was enjoyable. I think these two are definitely going to wrestle again, which is good. I can't wait to see Brock and Bobby go at it again and have them wrestling not as a part of a Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns storyline. Because the thing with this, they do obviously the big stare down at the start. They have each guy do a German to each other. They have Lashley hit a few spears on Brock. Lashley goes to the barricade spear, Brock avoids it, Lashley crashes through the barricade, they do an F5, they do some general beating, punching, submission moves, as you'd expect. It was what you'd expect, it was entertaining, I really enjoyed it. I think Lesnar, Lashley, that dynamic clicks. They're definitely going to have another match or two later this year, which is going to be good. The ending was what I kind of expected. I booked something similar in my Rumble video. For me, I booked Roman Reigns just kind of walking out and standing there and distracting Brock. What they ended up doing, though, was having, Lashley has Brock in the Hurt Lock. Brock literally scurries his way over and, whacks the referee. And then Brock gets Lashley up the F5 and just slaps Lashley's legs into the ref's face, and the ref collapsed. The ref dies on the ground. Seriously, this ref, bro. The ref's he's doing one of these. Okay. So the ref completely collapses, and then we get Roman Reigns just randomly out of the camera shot, just coming in and spearing Brock. Okay. And then Paul Heyman sells his soul again, and he passes Roman the WWE title. Roman just throws it like it's the worthless piece of trash it is. Kidding. Roman throws the WWE title. That was probably one of my favourite moments of this show. The way Roman literally grabbed the WWE title and just went I might put a clip of it on, or shorts of it on this channel. So that was fantastic. And then, Brock gets pinned by Lashley. Really good. Lashley's WWE champion again. I think that's awesome. Thing is, though, where to from here? Apparently, according to the dirt sheets and the rumour mills, WWE themselves don't know. WWE don't know what they're doing with the WWE title at WrestleMania, which, that is very concerning. The fact that it's the Royal Rumble and you don't know what you're doing. Knowing WWE, they're going to do Goldberg and Lashley part 3, I think? Part 3? They're probably going to do Goldberg and Lashley again for the title at WrestleMania. What do I think they should do? For a Lashley match, Lashley versus Edge, maybe? I think that'd be good. What can you really do with Lashley? Do you want to do Lashley and Drew or Lashley and Big E again? We kind of buried those. So, I don't know. That one's that. That's the WWE title. Edge and Beth Phoenix beat The Miz and Maurice. I didn't watch this. I don't care. Good on Adam and Beth Copeland for beating up The Miz and Maurice. Good on them. And then we get to the Royal Rumble. Okay, the men's Royal Rumble match. This is where I have a lot to say. This will probably drag the video duration out to 15 minutes. The men's Rumble, to put it nicely, WWE are the masters at what I will now deem and what I will call blue balls booking. Okay, what I mean by this, WWE tease and they have greatness in front of them. They really do. But in the execution is the failure. For instance, there are countless examples of this in the match. AJ Styles comes in at entrant 1. AJ Styles, earlier in the day for the Royal Rumble, went up to number 2 in the odds as far as who would win the Rumble. People genuinely thought Styles would win. Styles coming in at number 1, starting versus Nakamura. Obviously, there's a bit of history there, but just generally as Styles, you can have him go wide a while. Have AJ Styles last literally an hour, be the story of the Rumble, be the constant. Styles goes from bell to bell. Give the Rumble something. Because what this Rumble lacked was a hook. Not hook from AEW, as in a hook as in an anchor of the match. This match, it didn't have that. It was hard to get into the first, really 45 minutes of this Royal Rumble. It was hard to genuinely get into what they were doing because they weren't really doing much. And what I mean by that, Styles comes in at 1, Nakamura's 2, Austin Theory comes out, Robert Roode comes out. They do that TNA interaction with Styles and Roode. That's cool. Ridge Holland comes out, Montez. It's just guys that kind of just coming out, and there's not much really of an anchor there. It's just mid-carders rushing out wrestling. And some might say, well, that's what the Rumble is, isn't it? Yeah, well, by definition, yes. But, what made 2020 so good? What made 1992 so good? What made 2001 so good? What made 2006 so good? What made 2004 so good? You had an anchor. Something from the beginning that made you invested the whole way. In 2020, it was Brock Lesnar going from 1. You're thinking, who would eliminate Brock? What would happen? What would happen? With this, people thought Styles would go all the way. And then in the end, he's eliminated by Madcap Moss 30 minutes into the match. And it's what? What? So you do that, and then I look at the rest of this Royal Rumble, okay? I look at the rest of this men's Royal Rumble match. The Johnny Knoxville stuff. What was that? I get it. get the guy from Jackass or Jackass, get him in the Rumble, get a bit of promotion for the new movie. Johnny Knoxville's probably been a WWE fan for a little while now. Get him involved. I get it, okay? Celebrity appearances, I get it. Johnny comes down looking like an absolute dickhead. He runs into the ring. He does the double leg to Sami Zayn. He's doing these where it's like so illegitimate. It's not funny. And then you get AJ Styles hitting him with like shoot elbow strikes and like shoot kicks, which is pretty funny. So they do that. Knoxville gets dumped out of the ring, and then they have Dawkins is in there. Sami Zayn, obviously. Damian Priest came out, and Damian Priest. He's the prime example in this match. I mean, there were plenty of examples in here, but Priest is the prime example of a guy where the presentation just lets him down in this match. Okay, you need to look at a guy like Damian Priest in this Rumble and use this as a real genuine chance to elevate the guy. Priest, in the end, had no eliminations. And what did Priest do in this Royal Rumble? What did Damian Priest actually accomplish in this match? Okay, when Omos came in like 5 minutes later and tossed out like 3 guys, Priest was the one who nobly stood up to Omos and hit him with some elbows, as you had Gable and Styles and Theory and Rude and all these guys in the corner being like, ooh, oh, big men slapping meat. Like, that's what we ended up having. But is that really the best Damian Priest can do in this match? Is that the best he can do? Is the best AJ Styles can do getting eliminated by Madcap Moss? Like, the presentation was a letdown. And then you look at like the middle of this match. You look at the guts of this match. Let me read you the entrance. Entry 12, Chad Gable. Entry 12, Ricochet. Entry 12, Ricochet. Entry 13, Chad Gable. Entry 14, Dominic Mysterio. Entry 15, Happy Corbin. There we go. Entry 16, Dolph Ziggler. Who, by the way, he was in his 15th Royal Rumble. 15, bro! 15! Entry 17, Sheamus. Entry 18, Rick Boobs. Entry 19, Madcap Moss. Entry 20, Riddle. What is that? Like, nothing there is compelling. Nothing there is like, oh my god. Grab the chips, grab the popcorn. Dolph Ziggler's coming in at number 16. Or, oh my god, guys, Rick Boogs is out here flexing his lat muscles. Like, there wasn't any, like, anchor or hook in, like, the middle of this match, which made the thing drag so much. So, literally, you go from the beginning of this match to entry 20 with Matt Riddle. That's about 35 to 40 minutes. And what's happened in that 35 to 40 minutes? AJ Styles has hit shoot punches on Johnny Knoxville. Styles has hit a phenomenal forearm and eliminated Omos with the help of like 9 guys. Omos has tossed 3 people out, which, by the way, if you want an anchor for the early part of the match, why not have Omos eliminate like 13 guys? I get it. He's not the bee's knees. He's the Black Great Khali. I get it. He's not the greatest thing ever. But give us something. Do something. Like, they had Omos eliminate 3 people. It was the blue balls thing. Like, he kind of had some dominance, but not really. Like, no one's going to look back on this. Just like, you look at Wikipedia and go, oh, Omos was in there for 4 minutes and eliminated 3 guys. Oh, wow. Like, I don't even know. And then Drew McIntyre comes in. One thing I've got to say about Drew comes in, the aura changes. This happens every time with Drew. And it's why I said Drew should have won the match, because with Drew, he's a modern day, full-time WWE star. He's, been the journey. We all know Drew's story. Drew is an organic WWE made star. The thing with Drew, as I said, he comes in, the aura changes, the energy changes, it becomes intense. He has a genuine main eventer feel. Some people don't like him. That's completely okay. But by and large, he's well-liked. He's got a cool gimmick. He's just a cool dude. Drew comes out. Aura completely changes. Drew beats up some guys. He ends up lasting 20 minutes. I love the fact that he was in this match. People were like, oh my god, his neck's destroyed. He's going to be out for months. Based on what? They never addressed that really on TV. Anyway, so yeah, Drew's there. Kevin Owens comes in 22, whatever. Ray 23, who cares? Kofi Kingston 24, cool. Otis 25, nice. Then we get the final few entrants, okay? Entry 26 to entry 30. What I'll say about this match is that the last 15 minutes were must-see TV. From the moment Drew McIntyre came out to the moment Brock Lesnar won, it was must-see TV. Whether it was like great content and like really good stuff is a whole nother matter. Drew McIntyre He rushes out. He does his stuff. Eventually we get to 26. Big E comes out, okay? Big E comes out. He doesn't eliminate anyone. He's sort of just there for 5 minutes, and then he just gets thrown out by Raiden RKO later on. Oh, sorry. Raiden RKO, bro. And I'm like, this was your WWE champion 3 weeks ago. Like, what? So, like, Big E does that. Bad Bunny comes out and was fantastic. Bad Bunny, in every sense, pretty much saved this Rumble. If Bad Bunny was in this match, this would have been one of the all-time Bad Rumbles, if I'm being fair. This would have been basically 2019 all over again. But Bad Bunny gets involved. He was sick. Bad Bunny is awesome. He's so good. Bro, Bad Bunny's amazing. Then Shane McMahon comes out. That was cool. Randy Orton gets involved. Randy Orton in St. Louis. Got a thunderous pop. Bro, how do you not have Randy Orton be either the 1-2 in this match with AJ Styles or have Randy Orton come in earlier? The pop from St. Louis was fantastic, but nothing came of that. And then Brock Lesnar was number 30. Yeah. So we're getting Reigns and Brock at WrestleMania, which isn't... It's the biggest match WWE can do, but the presentation ain't it. Now, whether you do Brock versus Roman versus Drew versus Rollins, whether you do Roman versus Brock versus Drew, whether you do just Roman Brock, like, whatever you do, I think WWE's just going to do Roman versus Brock again. I think Roman's going to win clean, I think, in that match, but even then, I don't think that match is it. But anyway, back to the Royal Rumble. Brock Lesnar comes in and just, he tosses out Shane McMahon like he's nothing, fair enough. Tosses out Bad Bunny. I mean, Brock F5ing Bad Bunny was cool, but, you know. And then Brock Lesnar, tosses out Randy Orton like he's just nothing, which was just, you know. And then we get the ending with Brock and Drew. It's like 30 seconds of back and forth, if that. Brock just tosses out Drew, and then Brock points at the sign, and the show ends. And it's like, that was it. I'm happy Brock won. We've had much worse winners in previous years. Seth Rollins a couple years ago was a really bad one. But just generally speaking, like, it was just a bit of an anticlimax, and that's the best kind of word for this show. Like, Roman versus Brock is clearly the thing WWE's building. WrestleMania 38, heel Tribal Chief Roman on day like 600 of his title reign versus babyface Brock. But at this point with Brock, he's now lost to who? He's lost to Roman at Crown Jewel, and he's lost to Bobby at the Rumble. So he's taken a few losses, so he's not like unbeatable, undefeated. Hasn't been beaten clean though, to be fair. But even then, I don't know. Like, as a match, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be sick. But Drew needs to be involved in that match. And to me, I would have had Drew win this match, right? Okay, Drew wins this match. Hear me out. Drew wins this match. We set up Drew and Roman, right? Then the whole storyline becomes Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman doing everything under their power, everything they can to make sure Brock Lesnar isn't involved in that match at WrestleMania. Have Drew McIntyre be pissed off by that and say, you know, you don't respect me one-on-one. I'm sick of this. I'm going to beat you, Drew. I'm going to beat you, Roman. So if Drew get pissed off because of that, Roman and Paul are so obsessed with Brock. They're so just worried about Brock. They can't sleep because of Brock. Brock's so dominant. Meanwhile, you have Brock on SmackDown beating guys up. Do something like that. Just surely something, but no. No, instead, it's just going to be Brock and Roman. So that's the Rumble review. In summary, good show, but like neither of these Rumble matches are Rumble matches you're really going to want to go back and watch in 5 years. That's really the big thing with Rumbles. Will you want to go back and watch this in a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years? The answer for me with these Rumbles is no. I'll come back and watch Bad Bunny's little run. I'll come back and watch maybe Randy Orton's entrance, and then I guess AJ Styles shoot-punching Johnny Knoxville. That's about it. Ronda's return was cool, but even then, that wasn't even like the absolute greatest things to the ending. And just overall the show, I'd probably give this show 5.5, 6. It wasn't bad. It's just, it could have been so much more, bro. So that's been the Royal Rumble 2022 review. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like, comment, sub. Here's the drill. See ya.